Coming at you live. It's OG Kunta, cuz one of the last OGs in Fort Worth, man. I'm here with unique perspective. We about to make some things plain, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna address some issues. I'm gonna talk a little bit about me, you know what I'm saying, to give the people, you know what I'm saying, some clarity on where I come from, my background, you know what I'm saying, and my connection to the streets.
So OG Kunta, you got that big OG in front of your name.
Absolutely.
And man, being from the city, like I know what that is. I know what that means. I mean, man, tell the audience, man, where are you from originally? What neighborhood are you from?
Absolutely. I'm OG Kunta, you know what I'm saying, AKA Hot C. I've been repping Hoover, you know what I'm saying, for more than 30 years. I started out in Poly, and I'm a finish in Poly. I'm a gangster. I've been repping the set. I'm a pioneer. I'm one of the day ones. I'm one of the homies that's been in the battle test, you know what I'm saying? Been through the fire, you know what I'm saying? Been through the crashes, you know what I'm saying? I've survived more than half these niggas can even stomach, you know what I'm saying, as far as violence, as far as, you know what I'm saying, gang banging, going to the penitentiary, you know what I'm saying, being stiff, you know what I'm saying. I basically have kept my sanity, you know what I'm saying, and not only that, I'm the type of brother that's gonna continue to rep, you know what I'm saying, in the right way, you know what I'm saying. When it comes down to my origins is with my big homie, Hoover Dre, who I met in '89, you know what I'm saying. He put me on with the set. I was a little nigga, you know what I'm saying. I wasn't really conscious of, you know what I'm saying, what Crippin really meant at that point. But as I grew, you know what I'm saying, in the set, I became conscious that it meant community revolution in progress. You know what I'm saying? And our job was to hold down the fort and protect the community. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people might beg to differ as far as what our definition of Crippin is. And Crippin might mean a lot of things to a lot of different people who are uneducated. But if you understand the historicity of Crippin, you will know that it's about the community. It's about the revolution that's in progress. What does a revolution mean? Revolution means change, dramatic change. Change for good, not change for bad, you see. Now, the cold part about that is that a lot of our homies were seduced up out of their character, you know what I'm saying? And we chose to be the opposite of community revolution in progress. We was chaos without revolution, you know what I'm saying, and without progress, you see. So a long time, the Crips was stagnated, you know what I'm saying, because we was in the inner city in a way that was genocidal. We was doing things to one another and to our rivals that was completely genocide. I don't condone that. I grew out of that. I had to wise up as I got older in the set to realize that it was about bringing the set together and keeping people out of harm's way. So, as I grew up in the set, I began to think and not just crash. And that's the energy that I passed on to the next generation and the generation after that. That, hey, think, don't crash. Smarten up. This is chess, not checkers.
So Kunta, when you say revolution and progress, can you explain to the listeners what that means? Because not everybody gangbangs, not everybody understands what that really means, the origins of everything. You need to break that down for the listeners so they can understand what that means and where you actually stand as a person, because I feel that the gangbanging culture really has a bad rap, right? Like the origins of where it originates from and the original sediment behind it needs to really be discussed from a real OG's perspective.
Well, first of all, I got no disrespect to the dudes that's, you know, in Cali. You know what I'm saying? I respect them, I honor them. But when we got Crippin, we got it wrong. You know what I'm saying? We got Crippin when it was watered down. Do you understand? See, in the early 60s, you know what I'm saying, when Crip originated in Cali, there was police brutality. There was the Watts riot, you know what I'm saying? There was injustice, you know what I'm saying, going on with the policing system. The policing system was the real reason for the revolution in progress, because the police had been set up, you know what I'm saying, counterproductively against the community to spread terror and inferiority, you see. And they came in our community as terrorists. And the Crips in Cali, they made a stand, you see. And they said enough was enough of the killing blacks and the cops pulling over black people, beating them like they did Rodney King. They said enough of it, you see. So they stood up as a community and said, we gonna start a revolution of protecting our community rather than destroying it, you see. And when we got it, it was way watered down, you see, because at that time, Crips stopped protecting their community and they started destroying it. So when we got Crippin, we got it in a destructive sense, you see. We didn't get it like they was giving it to in the original sense. We got it when it was watered down and they was about BK, CK, and EBK, you know what I'm saying? It was about, you know, going against our own people, you see, rather than protecting them, you see. And so far, a lot of people has gotten that misconstrued. They look at the Crips right now and say that we are menace, and we're not. And I'm here as a living testimony that all Crips are not menace. We are not all in our communities trying to destroy it and ourselves. Some of us who know better do better, and we each one teach one according to his knowledge, you see. And one of the greatest things that I was able to do was I gained knowledge of self, knowledge of God, knowledge of the devil, knowledge of politics, you see, and science and war, you see. When I started to educate myself, I began to see the backwardness and the watered downness of how we inherited the ideal of Crip. And I questioned it. Because you know what, having the name Kunta, it means that you love your people. It means that you want to see your people in a better state and in a safer condition. So at first, in my misconception, I was destructive. I was a part of the gang banging, the drive-bys, and all of that. I'm not gonna ever permit and say and speak before the people and say I was a saint. I wasn't. I was one of the worst ones. This is why a lot of people in the streets respect me right to this day, because I did cause a lot of terror. I did cause a lot of harm. But when I gained knowledge of self, it made me love my brothers. It made me want to bring them together. And it made me want to set up a defense against the crashing and against the self-destructive inherited mentality that we got from the watered down version of Crip that we represented to the fullest. See, what they got to really respect about Fort Worth is that when we got down with the set, we repped it to the fullest. We repped it harder than them dudes in Cali did. And they won't admit that to this day, but this is the truth. And the world know this, is that Fort Worth was called the murder capital of the world. And that's not a joke. That's not a lie. That's a matter of history, because that's how hard we was going on the watered down version of Crip. So I didn't wake up until I was in prison. I didn't come out of the sleepwalking state of destruction until I was in the belly of the beast. I had to wake up, bro. And I know it was only the power of the Most High that allowed that awakening to be possible. Because once I realized that it's power in numbers and that we have to stick together, I began to preach that. But I knew that that was empty. That was just a shell. That was nothing. You have to have knowledge of self to teach a person self-worth. Because see, they don't even understand that when you at that state of psychopathology, you feel like you ain't nothing.